Some people report their dream worlds are actually more consistent than their waking lives.
Wait, what? Like their brain is just building whole other realities while they sleep. For real.
Uh-huh. Allegedly. And that's exactly what we're diving into today on The Deep Dive with Milo and Avery. Welcome, everyone. This is The Deep Dive, where we take your sources, unpack the complex ideas, and really try to find those fascinating insights.
And today, oh boy, are we plunging into the deep end. The wild, mysterious, sometimes, frankly, unsettling world of dreams.
Yeah, it's a big one.
We've got quite the mix for this deep dive. Everything from like ancient Egyptian scrolls, if you can believe it, to the latest neuroscience. We even took a look at a Reddit thread digging into the collective unconscious, sort of.
It was something.
Right. So our mission today is to explore what dreams are, why we have them, and maybe more importantly, how far science is pushing the boundaries. What's possible in sleep for better, or maybe worse.
So what does all this mean for you? The person who spends, what, a third of their life basically offline in this alternate reality. Let's get into it.
Okay, first up, this idea that dreams are kind of like your inner therapist, working hard, processing emotions. Researchers like Rosalind Cartwright, Ernest Hartman, they suggest dreams help us consolidate feelings, integrate them.
Right, so it's not just like filing away memories randomly.
No, it's more active, linking new emotional stuff with what's already, stored in there.
But what's really fascinating, I think, is how this process seems to genuinely support our emotional memory.
Yeah.
It helps regulate emotions. It could actually make waking life feel less stressful. Like your brain's doing therapy overnight.
Yeah, unconscious therapy maybe?
Yeah.
Processing the tough stuff in a safer space so it's less intense when you wake up.
Exactly.
And this idea, it really comes alive when you look at specific cases. There's this one story, really illustrates it. A woman, she had a recurring joyful dream for 2 decades.
20 years. A joyful one.
Yeah.
Usually recurring dreams are nightmares, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, often. But this one was happy. She was 31, divorced, new partner, new job. Seemed like life was pretty great. But these dreams started way back when she was just 10.
Wow. What were they about?
Sports, actually.
Yeah.
And this PE teacher she really looked up to, a coach figure. She felt incredibly happy in these dreams, like truly herself.
That's amazing. And she even used it, like in real life.
Yeah. She'd think about the dream feeling when she was cycling for motivation. Shows how powerful these states can be, right?
Totally. So, okay, if it was so happy, Milo, why did it keep recurring for 20 years? That seems odd.
Well, that's the twist. The analysis pointed to something pretty striking. Her mother.
Her mother, what about her?
Apparently her mother consistently demotivated her about sports, put down her passion for it.
No, seriously,
Yeah.
like actively discouraged her.
Yeah, even after a big cycling challenge, her mom apparently said something like, "What was that good for?" Just undermining.
Ugh. Okay, so the theory is, if you're suppressing really strong positive emotions when you're awake,
Because someone's basically telling you they're worthless.
your brain just keeps trying to process that joy in your dreams, like it needs to integrate it somehow.
Exactly. Like your subconscious is yelling, "Hey, this joy matters. We need to deal with this."
Wow. That fits perfectly with that continuity hypothesis, doesn't it? The idea that dream emotions aren't fake, they're a real continuation of waking life.
Precisely. And it's not just a modern idea either. Think about Carl Jung.
Oh yeah, Jung, he talked a lot about dreams.
Right. He believed dreams help reestablish our psychological equilibrium, balance us out.
Balance. How so?
He saw dreams as this spontaneous self-portrait of our unconscious, and they perform compensatory functions.
Compensatory, like making up for something.
Exactly. Our conscious mind focuses, right, it suppresses stuff, creates imbalances. So dreams, Jung thought, bring up the neglected bits, unexpressed anger maybe, or hidden desires, things we haven't developed in ourselves.
So your brain is kind of autocorrecting itself at night to stay balanced overall.
That's the idea, maintaining psychological balance.
Yeah. And Jung also talked about symbols, right? But not like...
Not like a dictionary, no.
Yeah.
He stressed that symbols are personal. Your dream symbols are uniquely yours. A dream teaching for you alone.
So forget the dream dictionaries.
Pretty much. It's about your own life context. The real takeaway isn't looking up symbols, it's realizing your dreams are this direct personal dialogue.
With your inner self, offering unique takes on stuff you haven't resolved maybe, or things you aspire to.
Exactly. It's a powerful tool for self-discovery, potentially. No generic guide needed.
Okay, but if dreams are this powerful, for processing the past, even boosting creativity, like we'll get into, it
Yeah.
makes you think, doesn't it? What happens when that power, the power to guide our inner world, what if it falls into the wrong hands?
Right. If we can learn to direct these unconscious processes.
What stops someone else from trying to control them for, like, not so good reasons?
And that is exactly where the ethical tightrope walk begins. It's something the MIT researchers we looked at, the ones studying dream incubation, they acknowledge it themselves.
What did they say?
They talked about a fine line between using this for creativity and using it for manipulation, like advertising.
Oof, dream advertising. And we've seen hints of this kind of worry before, haven't we? Way
You
back.
mean James Vickery, 1957?
Yeah, the subliminal messaging guy, flashing eat popcorn during movies.
Right. It got debunked later, but the idea that someone could influence us without us knowing, that hit a nerve. It showed how ready people were to believe it was possible.
And today, well, it's not just movie screens. We've got smartwatches, Fitbits. Amazon's got radar sensors tracking sleep now.
Exactly. The worry shifts. It's not just flashing words, it's potentially nudging our dreams directly.
Imagine Netflix suggesting dream themes related to a new show.
And then checking your heart rate data from your watch to see if the dream was well received.
Oh, God. That gives focus group a whole new, really chilling meaning. That's quite disturbing, isn't it?
It is.
And it makes me wonder, Milo, what else have people tried? With dreams, or maybe to people through influencing their minds or altered states? Because if dream ads are on the table now, what's the darker history look like?
Well, if the idea of dream ads gives you the chills, then you probably want to brace yourself for Project MKUltra.
Okay, I've heard the name. That was CIA, right?
Yeah.
Mind control experiments.
Yeah, an illegal human experimentation program ran from 1953 to 1973. The explicit goal was developing mind control techniques.
So, while maybe not exactly dream manipulation like the MIT stuff,
No, but it shows the terrifying lengths agencies were willing to go to control the human mind, including altered states of consciousness, and the leap from manipulating a waking mind to a sleeping one, especially without consent.
yeah.
Is that a huge leap for people with that ethics?
And it was without consent. Right, that's the part that always just gets me. The total disregard for people.
Absolutely. Covertly dosing unwitting citizens, U.S., Canadian, mental patients, prisoners, addicts, even their own employees, with high doses of psychoactive drugs, LSD especially.
Just giving it to them without telling them.
Yep. Plus electroshocks, sensory deprivation, hypnosis. They were trying to create a truth serum. Or even program people like robot agents.
It honestly sounds like something out of a really bad spy novel. Shopping it was real.
And some of it was even more disturbing. Operation Midnight Climax.
Who was that?
The CIA set up brothels, drugged men with LSD, then filmed their reactions through one-way mirrors.
Oh my God, that's vile.
And then there's the tragic case of Frank Olson, an Army biochemist, covertly dosed with LSD, died 9 days later falling from a 13th-story window.
They said suicide, right?
Officially, yes. But his family fought it. An exhumation decades later found cranial injuries suggesting he might have been knocked unconscious before the fall.
Horrifying. And wasn't there something similar in Canada?
Dr. Donald Ewan Cameron, funded by the CIA through a front group, put psychiatric patients into drug-induced comas for months
Comas. Why?
to try and reprogram them. He played repetitive audio messages on loops, used electroconvulsive therapy at like 30 to 40 times the normal power.
What happened to the patients?
It was devastating. People lost the ability to speak, forgot their parents, permanent brain damage. Just a truly stark reminder of the ethical abyss you can fall into when you start experimenting with the mind, how vulnerable identity can be.
Definitely makes you think twice about wanting to hack anything to do with consciousness.
Absolutely. Okay, let's shift gears a bit now from that terrifying history
Yeah.
to something maybe equally mysterious, but perhaps more universal, personal even. Those recurring dream locations, the ones that only exist when you're asleep.
Ooh, yeah, we looked at that Reddit thread, didn't we, where people were sharing their dream world.
Exactly. These incredibly consistent, often fantastical places people revisit night after night.
Some were describing these huge multi-story shopping malls they could never find the exit to.
Right. Or post-apocalyptic cities filled with displaced kids and violence.
But some are beautiful too, weren't they? Like a crystal city, or there was one about a bridge over what felt like hell?
Yeah, the range was incredible. But the consistency was key. People saying they know the layouts, they meet the same dream friends.
And sometimes get deja vu. inside the dream, remembering previous visits there. It's like our brains build these persistent internal landscapes, personal simulations we keep running.
It really does blur the line, doesn't it, between what's purely personal, just your brain doing its thing,
Hmm.
and maybe tapping into something broader, some
Hmm.
kind of shared human subconscious.
Like the ancient Egyptians seem to think. You mentioned they didn't even have a verb for dreaming.
Right. It wasn't something you did. You saw a dream. It was seen as external, uncontrollable.
Messages from gods, or maybe the dead, offering warnings or healing or guidance.
Yeah, guidance for big decisions.
Yeah.
And they practiced forms of dream incubation, too, trying to solicit helpful dreams.
Like in ancient Greece, right? Sick people would go sleep in temples hoping for a dream about a cure.
Exactly. They'd do rituals, purify themselves, then sleep in a sacred spot, hoping for divine vision. Then the priests would interpret it.
So even way back then, there was this idea of trying to guide or at least receive useful information from dreams.
Hmm. And they had dream books, like the one from that scribe, Kinder Kipchef, that's in the British Museum now.
What did those books do? Just list symbols?
Pretty much list dream images and what they supposedly meant, like seeing warning could mean your possessions will multiply.
Huh. Counterintuitive.
Right. Or teeth falling out meant one of his underlings will die. Very specific interpretations.
And they even had ways to protect themselves from bad dreams.
Yeah. Headrests carved with protective figures, like the god Bez. Or they'd put little clay cobras in the corners of rooms to ward off nightmares.
Magic cobras.
Oh, right.
Yeah, whatever works.
I guess. So it seems like whether you're trying to process some buried emotion or boost your creativity or just find your way out of a creepy dream hole, our relationship with the subconscious, with dreams, it's always been this really complex dance, hasn't it? Between our inner self and, well, external influences, real or imagined, or maybe just a clay cobra. From ancient rituals, dream books, magic cobras, all the way to modern tech trying to incubate specific thoughts. We're constantly trying to understand dreams, influence them, even protect ourselves within them. But as we get better tools, better techniques for potentially shaping this hidden world, we really have to ask, don't we, how much of that inner landscape do we truly want to open up?
And maybe more importantly, at what cost? We've definitely dug up a lot of surprising stuff today about that mysterious third of our lives we spend asleep.
Yeah, and after all that, I feel like we're still left with more questions than answers about what's really going on in our sleeping minds.
But I wouldn't have it any other way. See you next time on The Deep Dive with Milo and Avery.